This man has racked up more dead super soldiers than anyone, more than Thanos. Like this guy is Baron Zemo. Hello and welcome to the Lunchbox TV review of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Final episode here, folks. It's one world, one people. And I am Alex, and I'm joined by Michelle.
Hello.
And Lou.
Hey.
And just a little bit of a warning, this will contain spoilers, a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't watched the episode, go watch it. Or you could still watch and listen to us talk. All good. I won't begrudge you. So let's begin. 6th episode, final episode. Initial thoughts. What did you guys think overall?
It was all right. I wasn't super happy with it. I thought it was rushed, and I guess I understand because there was a lot of talk about like COVID and how like a major plot point with the flag smashers that had to do with a virus that was released into the world got cut off the actual script because of COVID. So there was a lot of things that I didn't like about the episode, but overall, especially when it started with the just after the final fight, I liked everything onwards.
I agree. I really liked it. I was a little bit disappointed. To me, it felt like all of the fighting could have been 2 separate episodes. Like it felt like the fighting was really rushed. I would have liked, I don't know, each individual battle to be drawn out a little bit longer, because it felt like the episode was like half fighting and then half just like talking resolution of all of these things. And I feel like both of those things could have been longer. I still think they were all very satisfying. Like I walked away from it being like, yeah, now I feel pretty satisfied with this. I just think it could have been a whole like there could have been an extra episode and that would have felt better.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Like I thought it was solid, but it did feel rushed. Like Bucky, I felt like he was sort of just shoved aside for, I mean, rightfully for Captain America's debut, the new Captain America's debut. But of course, if you're sharing headlines with one character, that character probably shouldn't suffer because of that, right? But either way, it was a satisfying conclusion, satisfying enough. But yeah, like I was happy to see it wrap up. Wish could have gotten like a couple more episodes out of it. Probably could have been even better. So let's begin with the story. The Flag Smashers take a few senators hostage because they're about to vote on a bill affecting the world's refugees because of the snap. And the Flag Smashers, they have a problem with said senators and said bills because they're not exactly helping the refugees. They're taking away their homes, just shifting them around, not really caring about them. So here we have Captain America arrive in the building where the hostages are. And who does he face? Batroc the Leaper, played by George St. Pierre. Yeah, I mean, personally, I like how Batroc has been handled in the MCU. Like he's a credible opponent. And it was fun to see the fight play out where like Steve Rogers sort of took him out, pa pa pa, but Sam, struggles a little more than he did. But how was this as an opening? What do you guys think?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. They got rid of the I wonder if he's gonna be Captain America right away. Like in the first few minutes, shows up as Captain America. I believe one of the guards even asked him, "Who are you?" or something along the lines, and he's like, "I'm Captain America." And the guard's like, "Oh, I thought he was in the moon or something."
Yeah, I thought he was on the moon.
Yeah.
Why?
The fight itself it's pretty good. It's pretty decent. Like Alex was mentioning earlier that there was a bit of a struggle from Sam because, as we all know, he doesn't have the super soldier serum, but he did use whatever he had to his advantage and still got maybe a little edge over Batroc. Yeah, I do like these. This is probably like this episode actually, and the fighting is probably not as strong as all the other fighting scenes from the previous episodes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, I'm gonna just go to what Lou said. The reveal of him being Captain America immediately. Thank you, thank goodness for that, because I was honestly worried they're just gonna drag it out even longer. And like, we know, just give it to us. Just give us Captain America. Have him own it. Have him like kind of step into that and like be confident with that. So I'm thrilled that that happened. This has nothing to do with Batroc, but like, I don't love the costume because the little ears sticking out really distracted me, which is like that weird cowl. I don't know what to call that, like face situation. It didn't work. I hated it. Like, I thought it looked silly. I don't know if that's like accurate to the comics. I'm not sure. It doesn't work. I don't like it.
I'm gonna agree with you about we're talking about like Captain America costume, right? I know they were trying to be comic accurate, but this one was a little too comic accurate, where you look like a superhero in a movie kind of costume. I did not like the costume. I love the wings. The wings look sick.
Yeah.
But the costume itself, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
He looked like a cosplayer, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked goofy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sure it'll be sick to cosplay that, but like, it didn't work. Like, I wish the reveal had been like, the outfit had been the exciting thing, because we knew he was going to be Captain America. So like, I wanted like that really epic reveal of like the wings and the I don't know, I just wanted it to look more iconic, or I don't know, it just like it wasn't great.
I wanted some Wakandan influence in that design. Like, you know, how with Bucky's arm, I wanted some kind of Wakandan design on it.
But then the Marvel racist would ask for his birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're already doing it anyways. God damn.
Now, moving on. Returning character of this episode, Sharon Carter. She appears on the scene while briefly impersonating a random nobody, taking it off and just revealing herself to Bucky. Lou, do you want to take this whole face thing? What did it make you think of initially?
Like we were talking about earlier, it looks like the MCU is getting us ready for other beings that change shape and copy humans, the Skrulls. I mean, we haven't been shy about it. We hate Skrulls. We don't like them. They're gonna be bad for everything. Sharon was there. I don't care. I don't like the power broker. Michelle was right.
Yep.
She's a weak power broker. I don't like her anymore. I was hoping from the last episode that we were talking about how she could probably be a triple agent. I mean, she still could, but as for now, yeah, she's the power broker. Hey.
I mean, I was right. I don't love her character at all in this. She just doesn't work for me as that character. Like, I don't know what it is about her specifically. I don't know if it's like the actress or like the script. Like, I don't know what my problem is with her in this role. I don't like it. I don't see her as a threat, even though she's supposed to be like this shady being. It just like, I'm like, girl, what you playing at? Like, get out of here. Like, you're in over your head. And like, I was just so annoyed by the reveal of her in this scene of just like, here's my badass disguise and I'm going to take off immediately because it doesn't matter. Why am I even disguised? No one cares. That just,
yes, and she even mentioned that, right? Yeah, they're not going to go look for me here. Then why
they got bigger things to worry about, or some crap like that. I was like, that is so stupid. Like, what is this? I didn't even think about the why behind it, but then you guys talking about the Skrulls, I'm like, oh, okay, they're trying to get us used to people just like whipping off faces. And if that's the case, I hate that even more. I just thought it was ridiculous, and now I like actually hate it. I don't like her, regardless of her allegiance. I'm not a fan of her, period. Especially after this episode. but we'll get there.
I mean, it's not like she's like the Red Skull or something, or they're like has a really memorable face. It's just just some lady, and they're like, oh, I need a disguise for this one.
Yeah, this
Why?
white blonde lady needs a disguise in
Yeah.
America. Yeah, okay, okay, Karen, calm down. Sorry.
All right.
Unless, of course, she's a Skrull.
But we'll get back to that. Oh boy. So I suppose what the scene ended with them chasing down flag smashers, I suppose, that were inside the building. Bucky and Sharon, they split up to catch him. And flag smashers get away with a couple of vans full of hostages. And they encounter one Mr. John Walker. He is back on the scene, my boy, with the redemption arc. Oh my Lord. Where to begin? Okay, I gotta wipe the tears from my eyes. So it didn't initially begin as redemption. He just showed up to beat up some people. Carly said the wrong things to him. Said that she didn't want to hurt anybody that doesn't matter. Well, you know what? He mattered. I forgot his name, but Battlestar mattered. I remember code name.
Lamar Hoskins.
Lamar Hoskins.
Lamar.
Thank you.
Lamar's
My
life
boy
didn't
Lamar,
matter.
he matters.
He mattered. Of course he mattered. So somehow these untrained individuals were able to take it to guys like Bucky and John
Yes,
Walker.
thank you for mentioning that.
It's really weird because it's like if you take the serum, then you're only operating at an even level with John Walker and Bucky. And John Walker and Bucky have like
combat training.
A lot of combat
and
training.
experience.
There's no reason that their fighting output should match theirs, but that's a whole nerd dilemma. I know, but it still bothered me. And so we see, we see the scene, John Walker on the scene. What did everyone think?
I'm glad that he got to use his janky ass shield for a little bit.
Broke immediately.
I do like this redemption arc kind of that he's kind of going towards, but I think it's still too early to be fully redeemed. But they kind of redeemed him in this episode. He just murdered a dude, right? There's still a lot of, for me, it's still a little too early, but I'm glad that he's on the right path. Johnny boy, welcome back to my good graces.
Michelle, I'm dying to hear what you think because you've been ragging on him this entire series.
I'm not a fan.
You? Still.
No, he has not swayed me. And I think the real reason at this point is he still has not shown remorse for just straight up butchering that dude. Like he has not stopped to be like, ooh, that might have been a lot. Like there's been no actual ownership or taking ownership of the fact that he did a bad. Like you did a bad. He's just kind of like, and on to the next thing. Yeah, and he's still harboring this rage, and like it could easily happen again. Do you know what I mean? It's like that, oh, it won't happen again, honey, and then it freaking happens again. You know what I mean? He doesn't even give you that it won't happen again. He's just like off as if it never happened. So like, no redemption for me. I still don't like him. The thing that I will say, and like you kind of mentioned this part, but I want to like draw like very specific attention to this. The use of the word matters. His life mattered. And I think using that word in particular, like in relation to the fact he's a Black man and Black Lives Matter, and the fact that racism has been like a huge like thing throughout this series, I think the use of the word mattered in that context was very, very intentional. And I really liked his reaction to it. Like that part to me felt a little bit bigger than just like his friend mattered, if that makes sense. And so I'm like, that would like, you don't accidentally pick that word in these times. So like, I just want to point that out and be like, cool. Like that part was.
Yeah, it seemed like the Flag Smashers are pretty much the All Lives Matter kind of crew. Like even their slogan, one world, one
people. Yeah,
that's interesting. That's a really interesting comparison, actually. I'm gonna sit and think on that. But yeah,
Don't
no
at me.
redemption for Johnny as of yet. I need an apology. I need a handwritten apology to my desk by tomorrow morning.
Hold on. But he did show real growth. So sorry to draw this out, but he did show a lot of growth where he had an opportunity for revenge, which really mattered to him. But he actually saved the van full of innocent people instead of going after this woman who killed his friend. He is showing signs of growth, let's say, of turning a new leaf. Now, he's not going to apologize for killing a terrorist, but who's going to apologize for that, Michelle?
You want to fight today? I get it.
No,
Alex chose violence today.
Yeah, I woke up and I chose violence. Yeah, Alex, he's like, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna push all Michelle's buttons, see what happens. I'm gonna Hulk out. Watch out.
Just to add to that, I mean, if he gets like a Bucky style, treatment where he can operate as the U.S. agent, which we'll talk about later, and have that therapist to help him out, like what they did with Bucky. He's not as damaged as Bucky, so that's the way I look at it. There's hope for this dude, but still answer for that really brutal murder that you did, right?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you need help, and the cards were stacked against him in that moment, but that doesn't mean he isn't responsible for what he did.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the key piece that misses for me in like his redemption arc. He's like, I need that piece of responsibility. It's like great that we're seeing growth. Like, I'm not going to take that away from him, because I was surprised in that moment. I was like, okay, growth moment. Let's see a little remorse for the times you didn't choose that route. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'd like if he were to be a character that's supposed to be redeemed. But I'm of the understanding that he's not gonna be fully redeemed. He's off doing his own thing now. I can only imagine like what that's going to look like. So this is, I think, the closest we'll get to redemption, which in my eyes is not enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's fair enough. So let's move on to a major action set piece, and it might have been like the best one of the episode, which was Captain America chasing down the two helicopters, smashing one, saving the other with the use of his new red wings. He's got two red wings now instead of just one, and they popped off, and we got to see a lot of Captain America's abilities with the wings, like practically indestructible as a shield, which was just really cool to see. Choreography wise, were you guys impressed by this? Like, did you like it? This was like the one big set piece from the episode, I would say. Like, did it satisfy you? Did it compare to the other episodes?
No. I'm gonna say no. And the reason why is the entire show started off with an epic helicopter chase, and it did not hit that standard at all for me. I felt like it was a lot of him like going up helicopter, going away. There wasn't as much like actual choreography to it, I found. The only thing I thought was really cool was just like the moment when he like rocketed at the dude and pushed him right out of the helicopter. And then the woman pilot stepped in. I thought that was really cool, but there was a lot of build up to that, and I felt the build up was kind of like it was okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just same-ish. It didn't compare to the very first one, which was just amazing. This one, I guess I like it a little bit because of the fact that he got to, like Alex was mentioning, he got to showcase his new suit, the AI, the little red wings, and how he could communicate with that pilot, like look for that if somebody knows how to pilot a helicopter. So they did all that thing, they found one, and so it was just a showcase of his new suit, which was pretty cool. But action wise, it wasn't as good as with it's being compared to like the first one. It's not as good.
Yeah, it basically resembled the one from the first episode, but with a shield, and not as good. It's I'm with you guys. So let's move on to the first of two standoffs. This one being Sharon Carter, Carly, and Batroc, in which it's revealed that Sharon is indeed the power broker, kudos, Michelle, for calling it. And I know Batroc gets shot, but because like the exact same thing happened again later where Carly gets shot, I forgot who shoots Batroc. It was Sharon, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so she's just going all out shooting people. All right.
She's protecting the fact that she is the power broker. She's
Protecting
killing
herself.
anyone
Okay.
who knows. Yeah.
Okay, right on.
So that's
So,
the why, I think.
Did Batroc die, or is it one of those things where like, oh, he just looks dead, he's looking
I
dead?
think he died.
Okay.
I'm not confident.
I'm
All right.
95% sure he's dead.
Okay. Let's move on to the second standoff because there's not much to explore with the first one. Sharon Carter, Carly, and Captain America. Sorry, I forget he's not Falcon anymore, or Black
He's
Falcon
Captain
or
America.
anything. He's Captain America. So they have their standoff. Captain America is doing his best to talk Carly off this precipice of like just being this insane bad guy. But no dice. Sharon Carter shows up and without hesitation shoots Carly because she's trying to protect her true role as a power broker. How did this play off as the climax of the show for you two?
I kind of hated it. I thought it was too predictable. Once we knew that Sharon got hit, and at that point where I do like the confrontation between Carly and Captain America, where she was just like fighting him, fight me, and he wouldn't do that, and it shows his character. But once Carly was pointing the gun, I was just waiting to hear another gunshot, which would be from Sharon. It was way too predictable. I didn't like it at all, except for the Sam and Carly thing.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't like that we've seen. I don't know why Sharon Carter played such a big role in the finale when she didn't play that big of a role in the show. I feel like overall, to suddenly have her come in and kill the big bad of the show felt weird to me. Not to say that like Captain America should have been the one to kill Carly, but I thought Carly might have like put herself in a position where she'd die, like one of those type of things. I thought that would be kind of how it went, where she's like, fight me, and he's like, no, and then she's like, I don't know, like she exploded somehow. Like I don't know what would have actually happened. So I'm not a fan of that. But to echo Lou, her screaming fight me, that was really, I thought, really awesome. Just to kind of show like just her rage, and like she wanted to feel justified in fighting him back.
Yep.
And like there was still that like familiarity between the two of them. She's like, I want you to fight me so I can fight you back.
Yeah.
And he wasn't kind of rising to that. And I thought that was really awesome.
All right. And immediately following this, Captain America brings Carly's dead body to the group of senators who were just hostage. And he delivers a speech to them in the same manner that one Steve Rogers would have had he been alive. Something very inspiring, something very true to the nature of what just happened. Really cheesy, cheesy stuff, but again, it's exactly what Steve Rogers would have done. To me, it cemented that Sam has what it takes to be inspiring.
For sure,
He has all the right tools that the original Cap does. How did you guys feel about it?
Other than just the fact that it was super cheesy and corny, I think that it needed to happen, like you said, to show Sam's true worth as Captain America. Very corny. It was kind of cringy, but yeah, it was cool. He got it out there that he's worth it.
I think this speech went a little long for me personally, but I have the quote here because I wrote it down because I just loved it so much. But I'm a black man carrying the stars and stripes. What don't I understand? Every time I pick up the shield, there are a million people out there who hate me. Yeah. Thank you for like saying that, because like I'm always the one to bring this up in the conversation, but like they've been playing with the race piece the entire time. I wanted to see them kind of bring it home, and I thought that was the way to do it. Having him publicly acknowledge that people are gonna hate me and I don't give a shit. This is what like the country needs right now. like the whole speech of like meet me halfway, like that kind of thing. I thought that worked really well in both the context of what he was actually trying to get them to do with like the removal of the refugees and just in the acceptance of him as Captain America. I thought it worked for both those things. So I thought that part was really good. I got like, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little like, you know, my eyes were watering my cheeks a little, but it was fine.
You could tell it's like a complete fiction when you're morally shaming a senator, a U.S. senator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine Lindsey Graham sitting through that? I don't think so.
Right? Like, just imagine what the comments would be like.
Yeah.
Like Pierce Morgan would be coming at you in a second. Watch out. Like,
but you're absolutely right. It was a unique moment. It was a big moment. And immediately after that, we get a scene with the flag smashers getting arrested, going into the van, heading for the raft, and it explodes. Dead super soldiers. This man has racked up more dead super soldiers than anyone, more than Thanos. Like this guy is Baron Zemo, and he is MVP of the show. He got his butler Oznik to do the duties of just pushing the button and blowing up the van. Did it surprise you?
Yes, it did actually. Because I was starting to get kind of annoyed with the whole the whole notion of the flag smashers in general, and especially when he got in the van and the guy was like, one of the guys like, one world, one people, and like, oh god,
oh yeah,
something on the raft, and then boom, it's like, yes, let's see Alfred do that, Batman. Straight up killed a bunch of people. Zemo's still working, man.
mm-hmm. This is just like a curiosity question for you guys, because I was trying to rack my brains. Like, have we been introduced to the raft before this show? Because I don't recall ever hearing about it in like the MCU.
Briefly, it was in Civil War. If you remember, after the heroes facing off, the one group of heroes, they ended up arrested. I'm pretty sure they were in the raft.
Yeah, that was a raft.
Okay.
Hawkeye and Sam was there.
Sam was there.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, I feel like suddenly it's everywhere, and I'm like, was I supposed to know that this is a thing? Like, you know what I mean? It feels like a DC thing of like Arkham Asylum. I'm like, where did this place come from? I don't understand. So, okay, thank you.
Let's talk Isaiah Bradley now. Michelle, you mentioned the scene that got you a little teary-eyed. I gotta be honest, this is the scene that got me a little teary-eyed. Seeing Isaiah, being honored by Sam Wilson, and you guys take it away. I'm finding it difficult to talk right now.
Oh, this scene, I wanted some type of wrap up for Isaiah Bradley so bad. Like, I wanted him to get something. And this was not what I thought was going to happen. Like, this didn't cross my brain as a possibility. And I love this. I love this for him. I just thought this scene was perfect, like absolutely perfect. Sam going to the house and like the little banter between them in the backyard to be like, hey, like, just, I want to show you something, like that casual attitude. And then just seeing Isaiah react to it. Like, I was already, having a moment, and that one just like sent me over the edge, just him hugging Sam and like the just, it felt like the weight that he'd been carrying diminished. Not that it like went away, but it felt like he felt lighter after that. I don't know if I'm like reading into just like his posture, but like it looked like his posture shifted. I don't know how else to describe it. I thought it was perfect. Like, that was my favorite scene of the whole thing. I'm so happy for Isaiah that he gets to be recognized for everything he did. And there was some line in there of like building the country off their backs or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, you should honor that. And I'm happy it is being honored.
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite part of this episode is that scene between Isaiah and Sam. There's a point also that Sam made because they had the earlier arguments they had about being a Black Captain America, and Sam wanted to prove to Isaiah that yes, there can be a Black Captain America and he can do what he's supposed to do for his country. And then later on, we get to see Isaiah being honored in the museum beside the other Captain America stuff. That's because he basically was a Captain America, and it was emotional, and I love that scene. It was my favorite scene of the entire episode.
Here's a little bit of trivia. Carl Lumley, the actor that played Isaiah, he also did the voice acting for Martian Manhunter in Justice League, or at least some Justice League movies. Yeah. So some cool crossover there.
And
yeah.
trivia. He also played the Martian Manhunter's father in the very terrible Supergirl.
Oh no!
Show.
Really?
He is the Martian Manhunter's father.
Oh my god! Wow, well, they picked the perfect person for that.
Yeah,
wow.
there you go.
But he got jacked for this role.
I was gonna
Really?
say he
got
looked rough.
jacked.
He like I made a comment as I was watching it. Like there was just when he lifted the big old plant, I was like, he is still so unbelievably strong. Like the dude's built like a tank.
He
Yeah,
looks
good for
like a
him.
super soldier.
Yeah, he has that like really like upper heavy frame, I guess I'd call it. Not quite the triangle of like Steve Rogers with his little tiny waist, but like he's built like a strong dude, and that's good.
And now let's move on to the honoree of this episode, U.S. Agent. He debuted. We see U.S. Agent come out. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is here for the scene. As we see John Walker come out with the traditional U.S. Agent attire from the comics, the black with the stars and stripes. And it looks like some big things are coming. As what's her name? Val? Her name is Val.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to call her Val, and you're
right.
call her Val. You told me last time.
Oops. Madam Hydra it is. Madam Hydra. I feel it's worse to call her that. But she says that. Yeah, she says things are about to get weird, and I have a feeling that well, John Walker is going to be kind of easy to manipulate right now. So, and these are the starting stages of him being the leader of a team that may or may not include a White Vision, a replacement Black Widow from the upcoming Black Widow movie, and maybe a few other Avengers stand-ins. But that's just me freestyling here. What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to lead to something big?
You have a point. Florence, how do you pronounce her last name? Pugh?
Oh, yeah.
She had scenes that were cut off from the Falcon and Winter Soldier because originally Black Widow was supposed to come out first.
Oh,
she had some scenes that were cut off.
I love her.
Oh, okay.
And I do like
Midsummer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's so good in that. Oh my, she's good in everything, but like specifically that movie. Damn.
Yeah, that's the only thing I really want to add to that. I love that we get to see Michelle's favorite U.S. agent still stick around because, to be honest, White Russell did an amazing job as John Walker. Like he was getting threats online for being a quote unquote ass. Like that means he did a really good job with this character. So I like that he's sticking around as John Walker. There was even a real kind of funny scene there where he was almost like a little kid who was like, I'm back.
Yeah.
Relax, buddy, but she's probably gonna screw with you, but all right.
Yeah.
Glad you're back.
He makes me nervous. He is at a point where he's so easily manipulated that I'm just like, you don't want to be getting in with this crowd right now. Like this doesn't feel like a good choice. So there's all this growth that we saw this episode. I don't see it going anywhere. I think he's hanging out with like the bad kids in school. And he's just like that little kid who's like, I just want to be cool. Take me with you. So I'm seeing that kind of vibes coming from him. I had a moment when his outfit was revealed and I'm watching with my friend and she goes, it's the same one but black. And then they go, it's the same one but black. And I was like, thank you for saying what we're all thinking. Because I didn't know what his outfit was supposed to look like. So I'm like, that was kind of a lackluster change. But the fact that that was accurate and that was the intention, really, like, that made me cackle so hard. I'm curious to see where it goes, and if he teams up with like that team, cool. And also, I feel bad that he's getting threats. Like, I don't dislike Wyatt Russell. I adore him. He's from my favorite episode of Black Mirror, but I hate US Agent. But I know how to,
a fan page.
differentiate.
He doesn't have Instagram, but a fan page for Wyatt Russell had to shut down because of the threats it was getting.
Oh my god.
That
What's
like
wrong with
blows
people? It's a
that
character.
blows my mind.
Oh my
Like,
god.
Oh, that no, I have so many things I could. No, it's okay. That sucks. That sucks. Don't do that. Any of you watching this, just because I dislike him does not mean that that's what's happening. I like Wyatt Russell. I don't like US Agent. Those are two separate things. Thank you.
These are all works of fiction, you know.
That's called good acting. Don't hate the play. I hate the game. Don't hate the actor. Hate the character.
No, don't hate the character, because I love the character. Next epilogue, we have a Sharon Carter being forgiven by the U.S. government and being allowed to join the CIA. And immediately after this, Sharon calls somebody, we don't know who, and basically brags about having new resources available. Yeah, access to like weapons and data, blah, blah, blah. So, okay. It's a Skrull thing. This is like, it'll make sense that this person is a Skrull, okay? But for the love of God, get the story, out there, done with, sooner rather than later. But
Start it.
That was the only thing I was thinking of, because like, all right, here's the one thing that really leads me to the Skrull issue. She was one of the snapped, according to Endgame. Her picture showed up in Endgame. So that means she was gone for 5 years. But since the show takes place like 6 months after the snap, that means as a power broker, she must have been doing this for a while. So it can't be Sharon Carter unless it's a massive plot hole. So yeah, I just throwing it over to you guys now.
I straight up agree with you. I don't trust her, and I don't think it's her. It seems like such a far fall for her to go from, like, if you watch Civil War, and like, she's really lovely and nice and like all of these noble and just great character traits. And I get that she's been through some shit, but she hasn't been through, like, I don't know, like, I don't think that would change her entire core being to be like, screw my country. That seems like a far stretch for me. So like, I don't want Skrulls, but that is the only thing that would make sense, because that type of like decline of character seems really drastic to me.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with you guys 100%. If she was really the power broker, and she can't have amassed a criminal empire in 6 months, that would mean that from maybe Civil War on, she was already the power broker, and I don't think that's the case, right? And this one seems so angry and he wants revenge of the government. I don't see, or we haven't seen what the reasoning is for all this betrayal all of a sudden. I mean,
well, like, the reason's supposed to be,
right?
The reason was, I think, supposed to be that, like, when she got involved with Falcon and all of them initially in Civil War, she got shafted by the government and had to go into hiding, and like, that's the reasoning. But that seems like, that sucks, but that seems like not strong enough reasoning for this.
That's what exactly I was gonna say. I guess that's not enough to be that angry. I mean, Sam was working and trying to get you back, which he did. So I don't understand her motivations really right now, which is kind of confusing.
Now, at the risk of ending this at an anticlimax, we're gonna have to talk about Bucky, who was really just shafted this entire episode. But he did make amends with the gentleman whose son he killed. He came out to him as the Winter Soldier, former assassin, and told him that he killed his son. I'll be honest, it kind of missed the mark with me, because like, it was like all Sam, and like nothing about Bucky for episodes on end. And like all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, this thing that I used to care about, it didn't work for me. I assume you guys felt the same.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
100%. I thought it was too quick, and maybe an extra episode or a longer episode would have helped with this. Kind of just put the seeds in that this was gonna happen, and then have that scene instead of just like, oh, here you go. So yeah, it was a good scene. It was just like I thought it was too quick.
Honestly, by this point, like I kind of forgotten about that dude.
Yeah.
Yuri, I think his name was.
Yeah, Yuri.
Because we haven't seen him since episode 1. That's a long time.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure we might have been introduced to him in that initial episode. And there wasn't like, they established the relationship there, but it didn't seem like they continued the relationship in any way. So like in my mind, I just like, it didn't have the impact it would have had. I don't know if like
we'd seen him a little bit more, right?
Yeah, we'd seen him more. We'd heard more about the relationship, or maybe like if during all of this chaos, Yuri had been like tried to contact him and like, hey, I haven't heard from you. Are you okay? Like something of that nature to reestablish that connection, because it happened and I was like, yeah, that's sad, but it was like, okay, moving on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, it was really like emotion grabbing when it was happening, like that gut punch when you found out, right? But they just took way too long to resolve it, unfortunately. Sorry, Bucky, that's the way it goes. Play second fiddle to the headliner, Captain America.
Yeah, show take my shield.
And now, final thoughts of the entire series, all 6 episodes. Did you guys have a rating? And did you think it was better than WandaVision?
Ooh. I'll go first. I thought WandaVision was better for me anyway, for like my taste. It was better. I loved everything about the Falcon and the Winter Soldiers tackling with like the real social issues. Except just the last episode, although satisfying, felt a little bit flat for me. But an overall score I would give this is still 7 out of 10.
That's honestly such a hard question. I wish you hadn't asked. I think it's a tie. Like I don't know if I can choose a favorite, because for me they both did different things. This felt like a Marvel entity from start to finish, whereas WandaVision felt like more of like just a character exploration, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So in my mind, they scratch different itches. Like I would reach for them in different moods, I guess. So for that, like I'm impressed that Marvel can do 2 back-to-back shows that feel so different but feed the greater narrative. I think that's spectacular. This one I'd give I like still like an 8 out of 10. The tackling of the social issues is something I've wanted from Marvel for a hot minute, and they did a lot better than I thought they would with it. So for that, I can't really fault them. I'm curious to see how it holds up. As like the world in real life changes, I'm curious to see if the way the social issues are tackled make the show better or worse upon rewatch. Like say you watch it in a year or two, like I don't know, that always interests me when there's like social issues tackled that are really, really relevant to the time of like, will it have the same impact in 2 years or however long?
I'll rate it, and I'm going to take the coward's way out. Lou, you gave it a 7. Michelle, you gave it an 8. I'm doing the easy thing, 7.5. I'll be the mediator here. We're all friends. Let's remain friends. No, but seriously, that was the number I was thinking in the first place, because it was good, not great. It really had the opportunity to be a great show, but I don't know. Carly really bugged me the wrong way. I don't think that is one social issue they tackled well, like the whole refugee issue. But the race issue, I thought they did a brilliant job, especially with Isaiah Bradley in there. Yeah, and like it did have fantastic choreography, a lot of good action sequences throughout the series. But again, that last episode fell flat for me. Felt pretty flat. Now, as for was it better than WandaVision? Honestly, I don't remember being this like. I was pretty upset at the end of WandaVision though. At that last episode, I remember being pretty pissed off.
We were all pissed.
Like, yeah. We were pretty pissed.
Just think of Ralph Boner and then think of yourself, like how you feel.
I know. But the journey, it was a hell of a journey throughout all the episodes. Like we had a hell of a time discussing it. Ooh, it's a tough one. Why did I ask this question? Jeez. I mean, I'll go Falcon Winter Soldier. It's more up my alley. I like the espionage. I like I'm more partial to that. Plus my boy John Walker. Thank you for
There you go.
having scratched that itch. Just seeing you show up right out of the comics. So faithful. And that is it. Guys, if you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell us what you thought about the show. Follow us on social media. And I'm Alex, and I have been joined by Michelle.
Bye.
And Lou. Bye guys. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Hello, goodbye.
Hello. Goodbye.